Well, here we're going to talk about how to maintain your website. And by maintaining your website, I don't mean you have to go to your website every day to check your files and see if it's running or not. So that process is automatic. You don't have to do routine maintenance. But what I mean by maintaining your website, I mean, you may want to change something from your website. You may want to add a page or update a page or change the CSS styling or add another function to your Python script, etc. Only in rare cases you build a website and you put it online and then you don't change anything. That doesn't happen very often. And yeah, so how do we go about updating something from our website? Well, now our files are both in our local file system, so which is here in this directory, but they are also on Heroku. So if you want to change something, you'd first change that in the local directory. For instance, let's say this is the about.html page, and what I would want to do is I want to add another line. So I'll paste that and let's write something. This was added later. Now the middleman here is Git. So Git serves the role to connect your local files to the Heroku server. Which means now that you made the change, you can save your changes and then you can push the files again to Heroku. And actually, if you save the file now, Ctrl S, you'll see that in the atom directory tree, the about.html file name was colored in orange. That means you haven't pushed the changes for that file. So in other words, the file is different from the file that you have on Heroku at the moment. But if you test your website on localhost now, you'll see this change. So let me do that. And before I do that, I would like to change something on the CSS file as well. So 060, save that. And you see that CSS is also colored in orange. So I'll save that and go to the demo directory, or shift right click. I'll just go ahead and execute script1.py using my virtual Python, so to say. Okay, that is running. So just go localhost. And yeah, this is the web page. So about. Yeah, we have 2 lines now. This was added later. You can also see the change that I did in the CSS file. So now the text color is green. Sometimes you may not see the changes right away, the changes that you do to your CSS file. In that case, you want to press Ctrl R to clear the cache when reloading a web page. So we're talking about the localhost now. Yeah, once you see that the website is working well on localhost, so you make sure your website is working perfectly, then you upload the files to your live server. So you test things first in the development environment, which is my local computer, and then you push those changes to production. So yeah, I can go ahead and close this. And let's go ahead and now apply the changes to Heroku. So to do that, again, you would open a command line in the root directory, which is demo in my case. That's the directory where my Python file is located. Yeah, so you need to log in again, Heroku login. Enter your credentials. Alright, logged in successfully. And then, to make sure that you're connected to the appropriate Heroku app, you could try Heroku info. And that would return ardid for my case. Which suggests that Heroku knows what app you're pointing to. So if you don't get any information on this, if you get a message saying that you haven't specified an app, then you go ahead and write the command that we used in the last lecture, which was Heroku git remote, and then you specify the app flag, and then you pass the flag, the app name, sorry. like that. You execute that and then you connect it to the Ardit app in my case. In your case, should be the name that you have specified. Yeah, once you do that, then you could try again Heroku info to make sure you get the credentials for that app. And then you go ahead and add the changes to the Git repository. So that would be git add and a dot, like that. Execute, and then you need to commit the changes with git commit the m flag, and then you write something here, a note. You could say normally you write in the current tense, which would be add text to about.html. And the other change that we did was change heading color. So that's the two changes that we made. Execute that, and yeah, you should see a message here saying that two files were changed. So we changed the about.html and the main.css file, and we inserted two pieces of information. So the first one was this paragraph line here. This was added later. And the next one was 060 that we added in the CSS file. And we also deleted something, which was 444, so the previous color that we had for the heading. And yeah, once you commit the changes, you want to push them. Git push Heroku master. Alright, that was successful, so now you go ahead and open your website. Yeah, your website should pop up. And then you can see that the new changes have been applied. So we have this dark green color there. And the about page should also have two pieces of text here, so two lines. And yeah, that's about it. I hope I was clear in explaining this. And it's quite a safe method to apply changes. And I hope you enjoyed this section of the course. And we'll move on. We have more applications to build. And you have quite a lot of things to learn by building them. And yeah, I'll see you in the next lectures. Thanks.